Good evening, sweet family. I just wanted to hop on today because I come to you tonight with somewhat of a heavy heart. I have not been on for a couple of weeks, and there was a death in the family, and actually it was my first husband. And I know that a lot of you out there don't know me, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for all of those that send me condolences and everything like that, because people think because sometimes people are your exes that it doesn't matter. But it matters because we knew each other from 18. We got married at 20. We were married for almost 10 years. And tonight I originally came on for y'all to get to know a little bit about me. So I wanted to be up close and personal. And for those of you that are new to this channel, I am Annie. People call me Sweet Annie. That's why the channel is called Sweet Annie, and I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you and I want to thank you, but tonight I just wanted us to chat. I just wanted us to have a one-on-one session, and there was a testimony that I wanted to share that I shared on Facebook. I didn't go into as much details as I wanted to go into here, but if you like this content, just subscribe and give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me whatever you want to give me, because that's how the algorithm knows how far this testimony will go, because it would reach more people. It would reach more people if you just give me a thumbs up. So I just wanted to be me, and I just wanted y'all to get to know me. And let me start again by saying, I said that I'm Annie, but my name is Annette, but everybody calls me Annie. And I was born and raised in Barbados. I came to the USA in 2016, September 2016, and I came to spend some time with family member, and I stayed at that family member for about 3 months or so. But there is where I met my third husband. And I was going to a church there. I was going to a church here for a little while before I met him. Actually, from the time I came, I started going to that church, and I met him in the church. So sometimes you think that because you meet people in the church, that this is it. But the day before I met him, I fell down a flight of stairs. So my back was hurt and everything. So I wasn't even sure if I was going to go to church that Saturday night. But I was, I was forced to go. And I decided, okay, well, I'm just going to go, but I'm just going to sit there. And that night, that was All Year's Night 2016. So they had food and all that. My ex-person came up, and he was quite nice. He was talking to me and everything like that. And then we became friends, and fast forward a little bit, he asked me 3 times then to marry him, and I didn't really come here to get married to anyone. So because I had already been married twice, I said I wasn't marrying again. But anyway, he asked me 3 times. I said, well, you would have to ask my children. And he did ask my children. And after asking them, and they approved and all that, I said, well, I will do it, because I didn't have much. I'm not just a very good judge of character when it comes to choosing men and relationships and all that. So I got married. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk tonight about stepping out in faith, because I've always been a person of faith and a believer. Well, not always, but I came to the Lord probably when I was 25, 26. I came to him, but during that time I backslid for a couple of years, and then, you know, you were those lukewarm Christians and all that. But within the last, I would say, I don't know, quite a few years, I really got serious about it and all that, because one thing I realized in my life, and I'm going to share a lot of testimonies moving forward, because I said this channel is based on not only hair and doing things and skin and all that, but it is also faith-based as well. I said that from my first video, and I am going to be sharing more testimonies, because there's so many people out there right now that are hurting, and the more that I see it, the more the Heavenly Father wants me to move forward and to share my testimony, share my life, because I wrote them down. Yes, I wrote them down. I just don't share. My therapist or my counselor, or whatever you choose to call them, are some of the people that know about a lot of my life or what I went through. But I want my sweet family to get to know me, to get to know who you're dealing with, and I just want y'all to get to know me. So that's why I talked about stepping out in faith, because later I might share in-depth information, but I don't want this video to be too long. So I just wanted to share about when I had to leave my husband's house. I left there on around the 28th or so of August. I went, you know, in order for me to let y'all know this story, I think I really do have to give backstories, but sometimes the backstories take so long. And a little while in the marriage, things was not going so great. But I've always been true to my faith. I've always been true to my beliefs, everything like that. And And because things weren't going so great, I continued. What I continued doing is praying and praying and praying, because I have this book that I bought years and years ago when I was married to my second husband, and it's called The Power of a Praying Wife, and that's by Stormy O'Mariton. And it has some great prayers in it. If you are interested in picking up that book, it is an awesome, awesome book. And it has all kinds of prayers that you can pray for your spouse, your husband. And I picked up that book and I was just praying constantly and constantly and constantly for him. But for whatever reason, things did not work out, because sometimes we think that, we have this saying that who the Lord put together, let no man pull apart. But one thing we don't wonder is, did God or did Yah put us in this? Or did we go ahead of him and do our own stuff? Then fast forward, I had to leave his house. And I had no job. I had nowhere to go. I had nothing. But I had to leave. But I belonged to a church then, Miracle Temple, and one of the ladies from church asked me to come by her. So I was by her, so therefore I had somewhere to live then. But while at her, I constantly started looking for an apartment and a job and everything like that. And I got my job. Actually, before that, I was thinking of going back home, because I had already gotten my papers and everything from here. But I said, what's the point staying here, and I don't have a job, I don't have anywhere to live. In Barbados, I had my home. And I mean, it still had a mortgage and all that on it that I couldn't pay, but it was still there at the time. And I said, well, I will go back home. And just as I thought of going back home, where I work now, the assistant manager from there called me for an interview for the job, and I had to go for an interview on the 7th, and I got the job the same time, and I had to start on the 9th. Because I had owned a bar and all that in Barbados, I was running a bar in Barbados that was called Sweet Annie's Bar and Hideaway. So later we will talk more about those things, but you have to let me know if you want to know more content like this. But I would love you to give me a subscribe and a like so that these videos can go further. I started in the kitchen at that job, doing breakfast in the kitchen. So I had to get to work for 4:30 in the morning, so I had to be up for like 3:30 or 3 o'clock to be able to leave home, because where she lived was like half an hour away, and it took me $35. It cost me $35 by Uber to just get there. So, and this is what I'm talking about, is stepping out in faith, because I had to step out knowing really and truthfully that I had nowhere to go. I had nothing. I had to step out. So I stepped out in faith because I will go deeper into it later, but I felt that this is what the Most High wanted me to do at the time. And I did just that. And just as I said, just as I was thinking of going back home, I got called for the job, and I got the job. And I was still at my friend because I had nowhere to go. Another friend from church asked me if I wanted to come by her and spend the time, the night, or 2 nights, or however long during the week when I wasn't off. So I said, okay, no problem. I packed my overnight bag and I went by her for that one night. But then after that night, she had to get up early in the morning to drop me to work and all that. I just didn't think that that was fair to her. So I took my overnight bag and I went to work with my overnight bag. I don't even know why I took my overnight bag, but then I knew, because there was a lady that worked with me. She didn't even know me. I was only here, I had just started working there just a few days, so she didn't even really know me. And she said, and she asked me, she said, do you have anywhere to live? Do you want to come and stay by me? And I was saying, this lady is strange, because you don't even know me and you asking me if I want to come and stay by you. And I'm saying, well, okay, I will think about it. And after a little while, I thought about it actually, and I decided I was going to take her up on that offer, because I said, she didn't know me, I didn't know her. I knew she was a believer though. I knew she was a believer, I was a believer, but I just thought it was so strange for somebody to just ask me something like that out of the blue. But anyway, I was like so tired, because the night before I didn't get much sleep at my other friend, so I was very tired. So when I went by this other young lady, she taught me how to catch the bus. She taught me a whole set of things, because I didn't know anything. The only thing I knew, because I came here from Barbados, and then I got married, and then I was married for 2.5 years, and that person got up one morning and decided that they wanted to be married, and then got up another morning and decided that they didn't want to be married. So even a year before that, they were trying to put me out of the house. So I just decided I was going to do everything in faith, because what do I have to lose? So I just decided, all right. And I went with her. I went by her house. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. And she said to me, you can have the bed. I will sleep on the couch. And she changed the sheets. She did all those things. And I said, this was really the Most High guiding me right now, and guiding her, because when she told me the story of how she managed to ask me, I knew that this was a divine intervention. When you trust in the Most High, when you trust in He orders your steps. He guides your steps. And he guided my steps and he guided her steps. And because she was obedient to ask me about staying by her. And what she did that night, because she worked on evenings anyway. And that night I was so tired. I just took a shower and I went to lay down and sleep. And then about 8:30 minutes to 9 or something like that, I felt this person waking me up to tell me to get up and get something to eat, because she knew that I didn't eat anything. Now this is a stranger, right? And what I always say is that Yah always sends angels in our path. He guides his children. He sends angels in our path. And I know sometimes we think that he is not there because things happen and he's not there. Like, as I said earlier, I came to y'all tonight with a very heavy heart, because my first husband was laid to rest today. And it was like something inside of me just got severed. So my face might look puffy and all that because I was in tears and everything. But I just wanted to come on to show y'all, when you trust in the Most High. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a teacher. I am just me. And because I stepped out in faith, there were a lot more events that happened that, because of time, I'm not going to be able to go into those details right now. But what I want y'all to do for me is to make a comment. Let me know if you will be interested in seeing more content like this, interested in hearing more testimonies, getting to know me better, because people see me going along and didn't realize the life I had, that I could have been in the mental institution a lot of times over. But because of Yah's grace is why I'm still here and I'm still standing. And he didn't allow these things to happen for me to keep them to myself. Because I heard this a long time ago and I stick with it. Every test becomes a testimony, and every mess becomes a message. And therefore, I have to share my messages. I have to share what the Most High, because even if I help 2 people, even if I help 1 person, I've done a lot, because 1,000 angels in heaven will be rejoicing. So I just had this burning desire. I know the fear comes over you, but fear is not of Yah, of God. Fear is not. Fear is from the enemy. And in his word, he told us to fear not 365 times. That is 1 time for every day in the year. So therefore, why are we fearing? Why are we? Because it is a natural thing to do. But whenever I feel that fear comes over me, what I do is I repeat the scripture verses that Yah has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And, he tells us, fear not, because I am with you. And when I stepped out in faith, because I had to step out in faith, when I step out, He was with me. He was surely with me, because I stayed by one friend, and then that other person allowed me to stay by her during the week when I was at work, because she was only like 10 minutes away from where we work, and to catch the bus and all of that, it was easy. She allowed me to stay by her, and I would always be saying thank you, thank you, thank you for her, and blessings to her, because since this whole COVID thing happened, she lost her job. She has not been working for a while, but whenever I speak to her, she tells me she's all right. Her fridge is never empty. Her rent is being paid, and that is only because if this is what she was like in her life, because I only got a little bit, and I stayed by her till I got this apartment here, and that was another faith thing, the whole apartment. But I will talk about this in a continuation of me getting the apartment here and how I got the apartment here, and what I just wanted, as I said, to speak to y'all up close and personal. I'm going to come back, but if you want to hear the continuation of the testimony, please let me know. Share in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. Once again, it is Sweet Annie's Life. And if it's Sweet Annie's Life, I think I need to let y'all know a little bit more about me and my life. But once again, if you are new to this channel and you want to get to know me more and to know more about me, because in order for you to trust someone, you have to know them. And I always say, if you want to know the Heavenly Father, you have to read His Word to get to know Him. So this is the way that I am letting you get to know a little bit about me. So once again, I want to thank y'all. If you watched it to the end, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I want to just give you blessings unto you, favor unto you. I am going to be doing more of these things as time go on, because I did say that this channel is going to have a little bit of going to be doing more of these get to know me chit chat moments. So I hope that you got to know a little piece about me. I will continue this testimony again the next time that we see each other. So I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and I'm Annie. So you have a great day, great night. All right, thank you.